Hey everyone, here I am. I'm in Garland. I came down here to the feed store to get chicken feed, and then I ran into the Dollar Tree. I needed to get a bucket, and I get this food here for Miss Kitty, and I needed to get this to clean my kitchen sink, and a birthday card for somebody. And that bucket is going to be for cleaning. I have one bucket at home for when I clean in the bathroom, because I do my floors by hand. A lot of beeping all of a sudden. I'm parked under a shade tree in the Taco Bell parking lot, and there's a bunch of people that just pulled up. They look like landscapers. I guess they're going in for lunch, so that was their car alarms. So yeah, I have a black bucket that I use for cleaning the bathroom floor. My bathroom is so small. You know, I live in a travel trailer. I mean, it's really small. You sit on the toilet and your knees are, there's probably this much space between, when you sit on the toilet, between your knees and the tub. So it's a small floor, and the only way that I feel good about cleaning it is on my hands and knees. I can get behind the toilet really good. I can get in all the corners. But then I go and do my kitchen floor the same way, hands and knees. The bedroom, I don't, but I will. Once I have a twin bed and I have more room to move around in there, I will probably do hands and knees in there. But with that full-size bed, I just have a path between my bed and the bureau. I mean, it's just a path that I can walk. So it's too much to move the bureau away from the window, move the bed away from the one wall, and wash hands and knees. I use the Swiffer for that, and I do have a mop, and I do use the mop. Oh, anyway, what was I going to tell you? I called you up to tell you something. Oh, so far the plan is tomorrow I'm going to be meeting up with one of my subscribers that lives nearby and her husband. I've met up with them, I think, twice before, but it was just quick, you know, to exchange some things. And so tomorrow we're planning to meet up somewhere and have some nice cold iced tea and get to chat, you know, with her and her husband, get to know them a little more and them to know me. So that's very exciting. They're both very nice. I'm wondering why that man just keeps walking around his car. You know, when it's this hot, you have to really keep your eye on each other, because he's an older man. You don't know, could be having a health issue or something. So oh, he got in his car. Okay. Have to look out for one another. It is, this week we are under a severe heat advisory. And I know the other morning, I forget if it was yesterday morning or Monday, I had just gone out, you know, very early in the morning to let those chickens out around 6 o'clock in the morning and give them food and nice fresh cold water. And I sat out there a few minutes with them, but I was having trouble breathing. There was something in the air that morning besides the oppressive heat that triggered off my asthma, and I had to come in the house or in the trailer and use the nebulizer. It was that bad. And whatever day that was, I think that was yesterday, because I was talking to someone from church yesterday and I mentioned that, and they told me they were having trouble breathing on Monday. So this heat, Now, Texas is hot. Our summers start very early, but I don't remember. I've been here 12 years, I think. Yeah, 2011. And I don't remember it being this hot and humid in this part of Texas this early in June. I mean, this isn't just this week. Last week I found it miserable too. I don't really find this part of Texas humid usually. And I am used to humidity. It's amazing to me. A lot of people don't think that Massachusetts gets humid, but it sure does. And I thought I left that humidity back there for those people, but I guess not. And so really have to take it easy. Oh, I was going to ask you, I was in somebody's live the other day. I've just still been able to pop in here and there. Haven't really stayed in a live and participated like before. Now, let's see. I think it was Butterfly Dreams Jeannie's live Monday. And people were talking about those neck towels that you can freeze. And several people in the chat have them, and they say that they really work. I've always been a little skeptical. But anyway, this morning I went online and I Googled them. Well, all different ones came up. So what I wanted to ask you was, which ones, anyone that's watching this, that was in Jeannie's live, which one is the one that you were talking about that works? Because like I say, different ones came up. And oh, I would sure like to get me that, especially when I'm out cleaning that chicken coop. I have neck fan, and Saturday I had that on while I was inside that hot chicken coop cleaning it, but then I took it off and I brought it back in the trailer because I didn't want, you know, the dust and dried chicken poop. It what's the word? Not disintegrate, but you know, it breaks up like a powder. When you're sweeping out those nesting boxes, if there's some good dried chicken poop in there, when you're sweeping it, it breaks up, you know, in the dust. And I wear a mask when I'm in there because I don't want to breathe in that junk. But I also didn't want it to be getting into that neck fan and then me having that neck fan on me. So I took the neck fan off and put it in the trailer and went back out in that hot chicken coop and cleaned that coop. And I did get a hand towel and I soaked it really good with cold water, of course water's wet, cold water, and I wrung it out and put it on my neck, and it helped, but of course it didn't stay cold for too long. So I'm thinking that those neck towels that you people were talking about that you freeze and you say work would just be wonderful. But I need to know which one it is that you know for sure works, because I don't have the money just to throw out, you know. I don't want to be taken by not knowing. So if you could let me know that. Something else I was going to ask. People come through this parking lot to go through the drive-through. That lady surprised me because all along here is parking spaces. So the area to drive in this parking area and drive through the drive-through is in front of me. Parking spaces all here, then a big space for you to drive through, and then parking spaces there. And she cut through diagonal, and she was going a little fast. So she surprised me. Oh, you know what? When I went to get the chicken feed over there in Garland at that old-fashioned feed store, I went in with these one lens glasses. See, oh, I just poked myself in the eye. I'm a mess. And I'll put those down. And I was talking to the lady. I asked her how their celebration went, because that feed store Saturday celebrated 90 years in business, and they were having a big hoopla. I had seen the flyers the week before, and this lady had said, now don't forget to come on that Saturday. Of course, I didn't go, but I asked her how it went, and she said that she got there about 3 when she got off her other job. And so we were talking about that, but she kept looking at me. Of course, I didn't think nothing of it. And another lady that works there came over and was talking to the lady that was waiting on me about the weather, and she was just going on and on about it, and the lady waiting on me just kept looking at me, and like she wanted to say something. She was giving me a funny look, and I was thinking to myself, is there something on my face? I know my face has swelled up, especially on the left side from whatever, I guess the syringomyelia, but or is she looking at me like that because she has to work with this lady who's already going on and on about the weather? Anyway, I finished up getting my chicken feed and got in the car, and then it dawned on me, I'm sure she was looking at me like that because these glasses only had one lens, and maybe she wanted to ask me about it or something, I don't know, but it cracked me up. I went in the Dollar Tree like that too. I can't believe it. Thankfully, the lens that is in the glasses is the right one, and that's the eye that I have the trouble with, so what else? Oh, also, let's see, Margie and Cynthia, Joyful Crochet. Now I popped in Cynthia's yesterday morning, her Bible study. I just popped in to say hi. I was very, very busy yesterday getting quite a few errands done, but I wanted to pop in and at least say hi to her and to everybody. And Cynthia mentioned she's having a hard time finding a postcard to send me, and said that when her and Racine had met up, they both were looking and couldn't find. And also Margie is having a hard time. So I just wanted to say, especially to Margie, you do all that paper craft stuff. If you just wanted to paper craft me a handmade card, I would consider that like a postcard, and I would treasure it, and I would put it up on my Happy Mail board. And Cynthia, if you do any kind of paper craft, that'd be great too. And Racine, I don't know, Racine is always so busy, but I guess that is quite a challenge. I didn't think of that, because when I talked about the postcard swap, I was remembering how when I was a kid, like I said, in elementary school is when I started collecting postcards. So that was in the 70s, and postcards were pretty popular. Sure do wish I still had that collection. I had that collection all the way from elementary school up past high school, so you can imagine how many I had collected. And Jennifer, Dinky Crafts Jennifer over in the UK, sent me her address, and I need to send her one. That would be neat to get one from the UK. I don't know how much it will cost me to send one over there. I will. They're coming around me from all directions. And so I just wanted to say that too to anyone that wants to swap postcards with me. If you cannot find postcards and you do paper crafts and would like to make me a handmade card, that would be fine. Can you believe that loud truck is going to park there? But thank God it just shut off. Okay, so trying to check in my mind the things I was going to ask you and mention to you. I never make a list, and I didn't really plan to make a video. I just pulled over in this parking lot when I saw there was a shade tree and thought, I'm going to call up my friends. Oh, my silky hens, my two little silky hens, they had gone broody. And I'm not letting them sit on any eggs. I kept wearing myself out going out to that chicken coop to take eggs out from under them. And I put the small water dispenser up in the nesting box that they were staying in so that they could drink. But finally, they figured out, hey, he's not going to let us sit on any eggs. We better get out of here. And they have been getting out in the morning and eating and running around and running away from the roosters. And I'm glad that they're not sitting up in that nesting box because it is hot. I'm just not, I don't have it in me to let them sit on any eggs and have any more peeps right now. I can't explain how much that took out of me, losing my 10 peeps. And I know that somebody may say, well, they're just chickens. But they're more than that to me, besides my pets. I mean, you know, there's some days when I suffer so bad with an awful flare-up. It is just hard to just even get my legs over the bed with that syringomyelia. When it flares up, there's times that it feels like in my back, not on my back, in my back, in my body. Like the pain is just crawling up and then it crawls down. The spinal cord goes into spasms. There's a pain, they call it, the only way to describe it is like a shawl. You know how you put on a shawl? Those triangular shawls, sometimes the pain is that way. It goes over your shoulders, then around your neck, and then it comes down to a point in your back. Anyway, there's days that the suffering is so bad. And, but you know what? I say, I gotta get out there to the chickens. And I have to. Who else is gonna go out there and open up that door and watch how happy they are to run out in the morning and see me, and they know I have nice fresh cold water and I got their food for them, and most often some kind of treat, cut up broccoli or something for them to have. They're waiting on me, and so they give me a purpose. You know, I don't want to say that if I didn't have the chickens that I would just stay in the bed and suffer. I wouldn't, because I didn't before I had the chickens. I always just trusted God to help me to get up and do things that I need to do. Like, I also have to take care of Sadie and Monster. But having I'm sorry about that truck. That's another dump truck. Having the chickens helps me to stay more active, you know, because I'm out there several times a day, even if it's 110 degrees. I'm out there because I want to make sure that they have fresh water. I want to make sure that that no egg broke. Yesterday, an egg broke in a nesting box. I don't know how, but that can't be left there. You know, that has to be cleaned up right away, because that will get nasty and attract flies and I don't know what else. And so I'm out there several times a day, as you know, and if I didn't have them, I would not be as active. Of course, I have Sadie and Monster, who I take for walks, but I don't in this heat because the pavement is too hot for the little pads on their feet. There's a little place down from where I live that's a circle, and part of it is shade and part of it is not. I forget how far around it is. I've done videos there before, but and so they're not getting in their walks in this heat. It's not good for them anyway, especially the small dogs. Now Sadie, she'll bake out in that sun. She loves to lay out there. Monster will do whatever Sadie does, or most things that Sadie does, and she can't be out in the sun too long. You know, she's a white Maltese, and she will get sunburn, and she'll have a hard time to breathe. You know, her nose is much different than a Chihuahua's, but and so they're not getting their walks in this heat, but they're getting their water changed several times a day. I'm putting wet cloths on Monster. So I'm taking care. But thank God that he has trusted me with these pets, you know, and I do my best to take care of them. I'm in the process of looking for a different, I think I have to put this up because now there's a train. All we need is a plane. We got trains, automobiles, and we need a plane. I'm in the process of looking for a different veterinarian for Monster because the man that was so good to her and did that surgery to take out those stones, he's retired. He was an older man and well known. He's retired, and the place is just not the same. Even the staff, you know, that works at the main office there, they got a couple new ones, and the atmosphere is very different since the older man retired, and I'm not comfortable. And it's down here in Garland. It's about 12 miles. Here comes the dump truck. It's the same one that went that way. It's coming this way. And it's going to park right there. I don't know if you can see him. See? And there's one behind me. Oh, Ursula, you're going to love this video. Did I just shut you off? Oh, there you go. And I don't mind driving down here the 12 miles to the veterinarian for my Monster and Sadie. I mean, no, they're my fur babies, but since I don't feel comfortable, I am in the process of looking around. Now there's a place where I've been buying their food. I did a little video of that place. It's called Pets Supplies and Plus, or Pets Plus and Supplies. It's a place there. I did the video talking about where you can bring your dog in and you wash your dog. And they have a low cost, they say, low cost veterinarian that goes in there on Tuesdays. So I picked up the flyer to look through, and I need to do that. Ursula says that she cracks up when I do these car vlog videos and things like what's happening now happen. I mean, that dump truck that's parked now on the right of me is the one that a few minutes ago I apologized for because it went that way, and all it did was go around Taco Bell and park over here. And now it's shut off. This parking lot there's Big Lots, there's Hobby Lobby, there's Mardell's, which is a Christian bookstore, and then there's Aaron's, which I think is like a rent-a-center. And I think that's it in this parking lot, besides Taco Bell and, yeah. I am staying hydrated. I'm drinking a lot of water. I've been making my own infusion water. I don't think I'm doing it right, but I have a pitcher. I've been filling it up with spring water because my tap water is just terrible. And I've been putting in pieces of lemon, lime. Sometimes I'll throw in some cut up strawberries. Sometimes some blueberries if I have them, and then I just let it sit in the refrigerator, and then I'll get me a nice big cup with lots of ice, and I can taste that fruity taste. I've also been making my own, can you believe another truck? I'm surrounded by 3 Garland dump trucks. At least he didn't keep his running. They're all going in there for that Taco Bell, which I could never eat. I'm really not one to eat food from outside. My system can't really handle that. Yes, I've been making my own Sun iced tea. I have another pitcher, and I fill it up with bottled water, and I'll put 2 of these, I think they're called Louisiana iced tea. I'll put 2 of those big tea bags in that pitcher and put the cover on it and put it out on my bench in the morning. And let me tell you, it don't take too long before that tea is made. And I bring it in and I take my 2 tea bags out and I put that in the refrigerator. Oh, is it delicious. So I'm staying hydrated. Yeah, I'm just not one to eat out. Now, Sunday at church, after church in the morning, a family invited me out someplace to go eat, and I thanked them, but I said, no, I'm gonna go home. And then at night, Sunday night, when church got out, the pastor and wife and a whole handful of people from church, they were all going out someplace, and I was invited, and I thanked them, but I said no. My system cannot handle processed food. Once in a while, I'll go somewhere. I'll tell you what, a couple weeks ago, my landlord called me. Him and his wife had gone out to this, oh, are you still running? Good grief. Oh yeah, I see it. 26. My landlord and his wife had gone out somewhere, and he called me up and he said, did you have supper yet? And I said no. And he said, well, how does a baked salmon on top of a bed of rice and squash sound? I said, oh, it sounds delicious. And he said, well, we're just leaving Cotton Patch, and we bought this for you, and we're going to drop it off. And they did. And let me tell you, it was so good. And it had been so long since I had rice because of the diabetes. The last time I had a little bit of white rice was, if you remember, maybe 2 months ago when I was having a lot of stomach issues. I did that brat diet just for 2 days to try to help. And I had made a little bit of rice for that. But it's been since then. And so that baked salmon on top of that bed of rice, and it wasn't a lot of rice. It was a nice big piece of salmon, and that squash. That was so kind of him and his wife, and that was good. I don't know if you have a Cotton Patch restaurant where you live. I think this is going to be cutting off, and so I'm going to let you go. I'm going to get home. And could you please let me know what brand that is about that neck towel? It's a brand that you've used that you know that works. Please. And also, Margie, if you can't find a postcard, please make me one of your paper craft cards. I would love it. And I have a postcard for you. And let's see, Cynthia, I'm going to need your address. I know you sent me something, and I don't know where I put your return address from that. All right, everyone, this is 29. Whew, time goes by so fast. I'm going to try to make another video later on today and show you something with some of my cotton, okay? Have a good day.